All right, we did it. Thank you so much to everyone. Finally hit the 10,000 subscriber mark. I'm super excited about it. Thank you so much to everyone who subscribed and watched all my videos and continued to grow with me. So I really appreciate all of you. Thank you so much. I do want to, I put on one of my last videos, I put up a post saying, you know, for this 10,000 mark, I wanted to see if you guys wanted to hear my backstory, and I got a lot of positive comments and replies to that, and you guys, sounds like you guys do want to hear it, so I'm gonna go ahead and get into it. So where to begin? It's basically two portions of my life. First is I've always loved cars, and second is I've grown up surfing my whole life. I grew up in San Diego, started surfing when I was 8 years old, and loved it. I was able to progress through the years, got some sponsors surfing, and by the time I was 19 years old, I was actually getting paid to surf. So I'd call it a semi-professional. I wasn't doing any big tours, competing or anything like that, but within the surfing community, you can actually, there's a couple different ways to make money, but you can have your sponsor, you can get a salary, you can do photo incentive, which means anytime you get pictures published in magazines, you get paid as long as your sponsor's logos are showing. You can compete, all that kind of stuff. So I was not a competition guy. I would really choke under the pressure and always do really bad in competitions. So I became more of a photo guy. I would go network with photographers, go surf all the time, get photos, get them published in magazines. Eventually I was able to get a salary from my main sponsor. So I was making about $2,000 a month from them, plus photo incentives. I think the most I ever made in 1 month from photo incentives was like 1,500 bucks. I had the cover of a magazine and then a few other publications throughout. Some of my other sponsors, I was in their advertisements, and then so the main sponsor would pay for that. But typically I would average, I mean, $1,500 was a huge month for me on the photo incentive side. Usually it was just $0 or a couple $100. So I did get to travel a bunch though, which really fueled my love for traveling and surfing and everything else. So I did start off traveling. My first trip was to Hawaii. It was for a photo trip for my main sponsor. And after that, we went to Puerto Rico. I know there's a couple of viewers out there in Puerto Rico. And we stayed kind of in between Rincon and Aguadilla, which is on the, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe on the north coast. It's been so long since I was out there. I think that, you know, it's been 15 years since I was out there. So, so that was a lot of fun. Then I started going to mainland Mexico. There's a place called Puerto Escondido. I'm gonna actually run some clips for you guys of me surfing so you guys can see. But so Puerto Escondido is probably my favorite place in the world to go surf. They call it the Mexican Pipeline. It's a huge barreling wave, really fun. Warm water, great people. So I really enjoyed that. And I had been down there 3 times, each time for a month. And on the last trip I came back, and I came back to find out that my sponsor, my main sponsor, had dropped their whole men's program. So now essentially I'm out of income, right? No more income coming in through the sponsors. I found that out, so I kind of went on Google and tried to figure out what I was gonna do. I was like, I graduated high school. I actually graduated a little bit early by doing a high school diploma program type of a thing. I didn't like the high school that I was in. So I got out of there, did this accelerated program, and I was able to graduate by the end of 11th grade instead of 12th. And that actually helped my surfing career as well, because I was able to surf every day, start traveling a little bit earlier. So anyways, I come back from Puerto Escondido, no more sponsor, no more money. I'm Googling, trying to figure things out. And I get kind of frustrated, you know. I'm like, I don't have any special skills really. I need to figure this out. So I was like, you know what, I need to clear my mind, I'm gonna go surfing. So I start driving down to the beach, and a mobile detail truck goes by me. And I looked at that as I'm driving down to go surf, and I'm like, man, I wonder what that takes, what they make. I've always liked cars, this could be something fun. I basically looked into it, and I started a class. There's a class here in San Diego called from rightlook.com. They go through everything. They go through all the training on how to do it. They sell products. They sell all the equipment you need. They sell, and they give you full training on the business side of it as well. So I really enjoyed that class. My parents were nice enough to help with the loan so I can go through that course and get my business started immediately thereafter. So I was 21, I believe. Yeah, 21 when I started my business, and it wasn't so easy in the beginning. I started off, I didn't know anything about marketing, how to market my business at all. So there was a website called, or not a website, a little magazine mailer that went around called, I can't remember what it's called actually, but it was some sort of a deal magazine. And I was advertising super, super cheap details, like ridiculously cheap. Working on them would basically, the work that generated from it basically paid for the ads. So I wasn't really making any money. I was doing a lot of work, but I wasn't making any money, but I was okay with that because I was like, well, at least I'm gonna build my clientele. However, turns out I was doing the job so cheap that a customer wouldn't return for my normal pricing, right? I was doing it so cheap, they're like, no, I paid this much last time, why am I gonna pay this much this time? So that was really a waste of time. It got me in a bad position. And I actually started working part-time as a sales rep within the surf industry. So I actually worked for Reef Sandals and Dakine. It's a accessories company within surfing, snowboarding, mountain biking, all that kind of stuff. And I actually was lucky enough to have the Caribbean territory. One of my best friends, he ran the whole show out there, and he brought me in, and I got to work out there with him. We basically spend 3 months here in San Diego, go to the Caribbean for a month, travel 12 to 15 different islands. We did all of the non-US territories. So we didn't do Puerto Rico for that, but we did do, let's see here, we did Jamaica, Aruba, Bonaire, Curacao, Barbados, St. Lucia, St. Kitts, St. Martin, St. Bart's, Grand Cayman, Trinidad and Tobago, anyways, and the list goes on. So that was a really cool thing. I got to fill out my passport. I filled 2 passports because of that job. We got to sales meetings for the company. We'd go to Costa Rica, we'd go to different places. It was a lot of fun. And I was doing that because I was here for 3 months at a time. I was still continuing my detail business. Now, one of the times that I was back, I lucked into getting a new client that was extremely, extremely wealthy. He had 5 Aston Martins, a Maybach, a Porsche, a few Mercedes, Ferrari, just crazy money. And I got hired on to manage his cars, or actually not manage his cars, but keep them all clean on a weekly basis. Because I got that account, I needed to decide, am I gonna continue doing the stuff in the Caribbean, or am I gonna go full blown here? And it came to a position I decided, you know, let's go the route where I'm gonna go full in on the detail business. And that was a long time ago. I rebranded, I restructured, I got married to my beautiful wife, and the business is growing, right? And every time I seem to get a new account or new increase, something else would fall off. So I'd kind of just stay steady, which was okay. You know, it was going well. I was paying my bills. However, I got to, as my wife and I got married, we're on our honeymoon down in Cabo San Lucas, and my big client, my number one client, passed away while we were on our honeymoon. It was very sad. He was a really nice guy, very nice guy, and it was unfortunate that he passed away. But with that came along me no longer having the income source from that. There was a nice guaranteed income every month. So from there, I had to figure out a solution to replace that income, right? So I started working with ozone machines and doing odor removal at car dealerships to supplement that income. From there, I got to meet more and more people at the car dealerships, including guys that were doing interior repairs, and I got to know them, and I got to know what kind of money they were making from that, and it blew me away. One of the guys was an old timer. He's actually passed away now too. It's crazy. He was an old timer, and he would do close to $300,000 a year himself. He would start work at like 6 a.m., be done by noon, and yeah, he was killing it. He was doing a great job. So I got into that industry as well. Started offering that to my detail customers as well. Anytime I found any worn leather or anything like that in the car, I would be able to repair it for them. Added a supplemental income that way, and it was great. From there, I finally dove in deep on search engine optimization. I actually bought a course that was $5,000 on how to maximize your local SEO. So everything through Google and everything else, to how to generate more and more customers through that. And because of that, I have built my business now to consistently, we get calls all the time. I have to turn jobs away, unfortunately, and we consistently do between $500 and $800 a day. And it's been great. So I still do some of the interior repair stuff, still do some of the ozone treatments and all that kind of stuff, but detailing is my number one source of income. So I dedicate myself to it. I really enjoy it, actually, guys. I don't know if all of you detail, but for the ones that do, I always just put in earpods or AirPods, throw on a podcast, usually Joe Rogan or something like that, and I just zone out and do my work. It's great. I'm outdoors. I'm in San Diego, so the weather's super nice. And I'm lucky enough to just enjoy and be able to provide for my family. My wife stays home with my kids, my two beautiful daughters. So I have that going. I have another business on Amazon where we sell some interesting products. Nothing that I want to get into. It has nothing to do with car detailing, but that's another little source of income. And then through YouTube, you know, obviously once you get to a certain point, you do get paid on the YouTube ad revenue and then affiliate links as well. So that's been a nice little supplement as well. So on top of that, guys, on top of all the local SEO stuff, YouTube is also a good driving factor for business. I'm thinking about doing a course and offering a cheap course to you guys, kind of just putting all my knowledge out into a course so you guys can see how to maximize your business and get more and more customers through YouTube and through local search engine optimization. If you guys are interested in that, let me know. It's hard to find the time to actually go through and do that, but I do want to help you guys out and make sure that you're able to build your business the way you should be able to build it. Just from the detailing side, I do over 100K a year. Luckily, I'm very blessed. Again, I am in a good area, but because I'm in San Diego, there is a ton of competition, but I've been able to really narrow it down and stay extremely, extremely busy. Yeah, there's a lot actually from my experience in the past as far as spending money on certain things. Like when I went through the course at rightlook.com, I did buy a full-blown trailer, this whole really nice thing, got it wrapped with my logos and everything, and found out that I didn't really get any calls, which is interesting to me. From there, I moved into trucks and vans. I had other guys working with me. We had giant green vans and trucks with all the logos and everything else on them. And turns out I didn't get calls. The only calls I would get is someone calling and saying, hey, I see one of you guys texting while he's driving, which obviously I'm thankful for. It is a problem. I don't want my guys texting while they're driving. But yeah, that's all. I wasn't generating any business from it. All the business I was generating was from online leads. So again, if you guys are interested in that, let me know down below. But yeah, guys, that is pretty much it. I'm trying to think of anything else. I have little more background about me. I have 2 beautiful children, 2 daughters, 3 and 6. They're about to be 4 and 7. Beautiful wife, she's amazing. She stays home, takes care of the girls, runs them around all over town. As much as I work and as stressful as it is trying to manage everything, her job is a lot harder than mine, and I definitely recognize that, and I'm very thankful for her. But yeah, I hope that kind of gives you some clarification on my background and where I came from. Did not come from money, that's for sure. My parents did everything they could for me, but anything that I wanted out of life, I did work for. So again, with surfing, I always wanted new wetsuits, new surfboards, new clothing, and all that kind of stuff. So I went out and I marketed myself to these companies and was able to get sponsors, get all my boards, wetsuits, clothing and stuff for free, and then turn that into income as well by getting sponsored and getting the full deal. So I took that knowledge that I gained there, applied it to my business, and now we are luckily flourishing, staying extremely busy, and yeah, just really enjoying the ride. So again, I hope that helps you guys. I hope you guys enjoy the videos. We have more coming up soon, so make sure everyone's subscribed, give us a thumbs up, and we'll see you guys on the next one.